Welcome to Jenkins and Jonez on the Volume Podcast Network. It's Monday, June 28th, and we've got a ton of great basketball stuff to talk about. We're also going to be joined by our good friend Mike Malloy, sometimes of Twitter, currently banned. He's like the wildfire season boards that it's like high risk, low risk. He has that for banned from Twitter. He just like, today I'm banned from Twitter. As always, Jenkins and Jonez is hosted by my good friends Dragonfly Jones, a.k.a. Tyler.
Hey, everybody, how's it going?
And LeJethro Jenkins, a.k.a. John.
What's up, bubbas?
I am Mike, a.k.a. Gardy B. Before we start talking about basketball, my family went to Disneyland twice this week. My mom's in town. We had her whole family. We had like 10 people over in the house today. The world is reopening. How are you guys doing mentally? Are you doing things out in the world again? Are you still feeling weird about it? Where's everyone's heads at on the podcast?
It's the reverting back to normalcy is cool, especially since we're, me and the missus are vacuumed up and shit out here. But it's like, we're still taking these precautions, bro. Like, we still masked up. Like, when we go to a restaurant, please do not see the motherfucker next to us. You know what I mean? Like we're still very much moving cautiously, even though we're happy to get back to, a little bit of normalcy.
Rhonda just got, her second vaccine yesterday. But we eat outdoors if we go out and mask up everywhere. I might be masked for the next 10 years when I'm around strangers. You feel me? Like, you know what I mean? But that Delta variant, nigga, hey, bro. That Delta variant shit ain't sweet. So, I'm still taking precautions, you know what I mean? My lady Prego, nigga, you know what I mean? I will fight the fuck out of COVID, nigga.
Punch COVID in
I'm trying to stomp the fuck out that bitch. And the only way I can do it is by wearing a mask. So that's what I'm on.
They don't ever need to seat anyone next to my wife and I again. We could just do away with...
Let's keep that going. I enjoy that very much.
Sardine can.
I miss the movies and shit though, right? I miss the movies. These are things that I want to enjoy. And I'm not really going to go, to the movies and wear a mask the whole time. You know what I mean?
So we rented a movie. I think I told you guys this. The first movie we went to see, we rented a movie theater. So we had a dozen of our friends who were who also had gotten both doses. We went and saw it. I think this week we're going to go see our first movie in a movie theater, just general admission. We'll see.
Are you wearing masks? How do you feel about the Delta variant? Yeah, okay.
We take everything serious. I mean, okay. we've got, my wife's not pregnant, in your situation, but our kids won't be able to get vaccinated till the fall or whenever they approve it. So, yeah, I mean, I still, I do my grocery shopping. I still put the shit on. I mean, you know what I mean? Yeah, sure. It doesn't really bother me all that much at this point, to be completely honest with you. Mm-hmm. I just got used to it. Covering games outside when it would be cold sucked because my glasses would fog up fucking nonstop when it was cold. But movie theater or whatever else, I'm fine just wearing it when I'm not eating food. That doesn't bother me at all.
The trick to that is putting the glasses over.
No, there's no trick. It's just, it doesn't. I tried every fucking thing in the world. You know what I mean? I tried the tape. I tried the repositioning. It's the beard.
Scotch tape on the mask, nigga.
Okay, I did. Okay, I tried it though because it was I'd be at a football game and I'd just be like, whoa,
hey, the beard gang motherfuckers was looking really weird with that motherfucker on and that fucking beard sitting out, dog, up under it. Y'all was struggling out here trying to figure out how to stuff that beard in that mask, dog.
Struggled for quite a bit.
But you know what? I feel like there weren't any movies that dropped during all this that I was like, oh, I have to see that in the theater. You know what I mean? I've always said this. If this shit had came in spring 2019 instead of spring 2020 with Endgame, right? I was seeing Endgame. Right. The motherfuckers getting told you can't see Endgame. Bro, we might have been rioting out this motherfucker. Seriously, bro. Yeah.
We talked about, what are you willing to die over? Niggas would have been in Endgame. Niggas would have been in Endgame.
I might have risen for Endgame. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I might have been in there masked up, please don't let this shit take me out. But I'd have been in that motherfucker.
I'm not gonna lie to you. There's no might. There's no might whatsoever for me. We saw that shit at 10 p.m. Thursday night with 25 of our friends, bro. There's no way I would have sat that out for a year.
You're not watching it on HBO Max? You're not doing that?
Get the fuck out of here. 27 movies
You
deep.
got a 60-inch TV, Mike. Come on, the motherfucking curve on it, man.
65 inches. No, 75. We got the 75, my
God
brother.
damn.
60
Oh,
inches
excuse
was,
me.
that was Patreon, Mike. Who you talking to at that time?
The volume mic is different.
All right, let's get into it. Bucks Hawks tonight. Certainly looked for most of the game like that was going to go the Hawks' way. They were going to go up 2-1 instead. The Bucks go on a 30-17 run after Trae Young stepped on a ref's foot and turned his ankle.
Arrest that man.
The Bucks are up 2-1. Your thoughts, John?
Arrest the fucking ref. Put him up under the jail.
Trays away.
We don't want this. Chris Middleton is the hero instead of Trae Young in 2021. This feels very 2020-ish. You know what I mean? Like, dog. I mean, the Bucks are good. I really don't think the Hawks can pull it off. We talked about this. You know what I mean?
Are we all back to thinking that this is it for the Hawks?
This is the thing. When if it's a close game, if the Hawks win, like, it's probably a 1 or 2 point game. If it's a double-digit game, it's the Bucks. You know what I mean? Like, and when Trae Young went down, like, Gallinari, he's going to hold us down. But I love the Hawks. They got some dudes that are just buckets. I said on Twitter that they give me, very, much so like Jordan shorts under the jeans vibes. You know what I mean? Like, missing lunch. Going to the gym, hooping.
It's them and the Suns both give me that vibe.
For
just
sure.
Dudes who like playing basketball, who will play basketball on the blacktop. Like, yes.
But like, I love to see it, but I don't think they got it. You know what I mean? But they're fun. Trae is so fucking god. I need a jersey. When the shorty is born, we're a Trae Young household. I'll tell you that. You know what I mean? When Bron retires, of course.
Yeah. What's the opposite of counting a team out? Counting a team in? Because I will never count a Mike Budenholzer coach team in until the last whistle on the series locking up game. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, of course, we got to see what's going on with Trae. We got to see if he's going to be 100% moving forward here. But I mean, a 1-2 hole that's not unsurmountable. I'm not burying the Hawks just yet.
It's a 1-2 hole, but the Bucks are better. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, and then what are they gonna do with Giannis? They're not even double teaming him. He's just doing whatever the fuck he wants to do once he gets the ball. Like, I just don't know how you approach the Bucks that way. Is like, we'll see what happens with Giannis. Like, nigga, throw some bodies at that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, crazy.
We had a listener write in quite a while ago that Paul George was the LeBron James of Chris Middleton's. And I would say that at this point, definitively, Chris Middleton is the LeBron James of Chris Middleton's. Looking like a real best case scenario of himself.
Of Chris Middleton's. I tweeted
you said,
that
you said
today.
it was what?
I said Chris Middleton is the Chris Middleton of Chris Middleton's today.
He's better than that. He's better than that.
No, dude. Chris is a bucket. Chris is a bucket.
Quarter on the road. Get that man his propers.
And he had 20. He had the 38-point game, 20 in the fourth quarter. He went crazy.
He been carrying. He carries. Like Reggie said it. Reggie be saying some bullshit, but this is not the bullshit. That Chris Middleton is a guy in the fourth quarter. That is the Bucks guy in the fourth quarter. It's been a while. It's been 3 years that Chris Middleton you get the ball to in moments, and he's been solid, dude. Especially in the playoffs. So
can we start a petition to make the refs stand a little further off to the side or to get Marv Albert and Reggie Miller the fuck off of this series, bro? It's time.
Get the old man out of the booth, bro. Get him out of there. That motherfucker confused Connaughton and Lopez. That's 100 pounds and a foot of man away from, you know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at it like you said, Lopez with the block. Nigga, that Lopez is a totally different species from a Connaughton, nigga. You kidding me?
Yeah, it's time for Marv to sail off into that sweet sunset, right? And keep it in the buck. We appreciate all you done, but Mike Breen is that motherfucker, and he's been that guy for about a fucking decade now. We're not gonna miss you too much, Marv, but thanks for your services. It's time to go, man. Wrap it up, dog.
It's time to go.
He's rich as shit too. Like he's selling off into the sunset. with the big bag. You know what I mean? He'll be fine. But I just like, dog, like we don't.
He's doing the retirement tour. This is his last series, but it is like this happens with athletes too. It sucks when they're hobbling around at the retirement tour. You know what I mean?
Looking like Paul Pierce out here. You know what I mean? Like you ain't Kobe. You don't get love like that, nigga. You got to go, my nigga. Goddamn. It was 4 possessions back to back. It was 4 possessions, you know what I mean? Like, where he just like fucked something up. I'm like, this man should not be on national television on conference fucking championships, dog.
And then Reggie Miller picking him up with Chris Middleton, how Stella found her groove back.
What the fuck are we even? What?
He is the most 1996 reference dropping motherfucker. Like, bro, please know your audience. What the fuck is a 19-year-old thinking when they hear that shit? Like, how Stella and how
they had to Google that. Like,
even there, even if it is a good reference, right? The fuck. God damn,
it's a weird default reference for someone's playing well. You know what I mean?
Listen, bro, I'm old enough to know the whole background story of Stella got a groove back. It was a woman in her 40s who went on vacation and was fucking a dude in his 20s. Like how is that? Yeah, you correlating that to Chris Middleton finding his jumper in the fourth quarter, bro? No, man, let's not do that.
Reggie Miller was talking about himself in the third person, and he called himself annoying. I thought that was really. That's the one endearing thing he's done is like, talked about himself. Like, no, he knows he's annoying. And he leans into that shit. You know what I mean?
I like Reggie Miller in every capacity other than him being a color commentator for important playoff basketball games. Like, I enjoy hearing interviews with him. I enjoy how much he hypes and gasses his sister up. Like, you know what I mean? I think he's a good dude and everything. I don't know, man. It's just not for me.
He fucked somebody's chick once and refused to give him the fair one. I thought he was bitch made. You know what I'm saying? He didn't shoot the fair one with the dude. The dude pulled up at his crib and he called the police. I'm like,
basketball players don't shoot fair ones like that, dog.
Man, let the man box. I mean, at least box the man if you're gonna fuck his chick. You know what I mean? Like
Zebo. Let's talk about do y'all remember when Zebo got sued by a dude because that dude said Zebo beat his ass for a whole summer. He said every time he saw Zebo gave him the beats like 4 or 5 times for a whole summer, like on site for real. There are some real basketball players out here who will shoot the fair one. Reggie just ain't one of those guys.
Hey, he owned that nigga for a summer. That nigga was property. If you beat his ass like that,
like, bro. Imagine hopping in your car like, damn, I hope I don't see Zebo and have to fight him. And you see Zebo and Zebo fights you that day. Like, that's a real distinct possibility that you're living.
This is where you live. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, Zebo ass could have been on vacation, but he wanted to be there to beat your ass all summer, nigga. It's really fucked up. Dog.
Getting beat up for a season sounds terrible.
Yeah, for a whole season. Like,
here's the summer collection from Zebo.
Right. summer collection.
Nigga, goddamn.
A whole fucking 3 months you under pressure. Motherfuckers cooking out, having a good time, and you just looking over your shoulder every chance.
Just waiting for that vernal equinox.
Nigga, have you got your issue yet? Goddamn, nigga.
It's September 22nd, Zebo.
You still ain't got your issue? Goddamn, nigga. Goddamn, motherfucker. Incorrigible ass nigga. You feel me?
But bro, I'm gonna tell you when I knew Reggie wasn't built for this shit was when he first hopped on, started commentating like 2011, 2012, way back. And he tried to make "Welcome to your Kodak moment" his catchphrase. I'm like, bro, it's 2011. Motherfuckers got camera phones. What the fuck are you talking about?
Kodak is out of business. Are they even in business
doesn't exist anymore. What the fuck are you talking about?
Reggie very clearly was watching his own highlights, thinking about calls he would make for those highlights, and they just all stuck in his head. Stella got his groove back. Right. This is how Reggie got his groove back. Fucking Reggie Miller, that's your Kodak moment. Like, he clearly had that in his head, bro.
God damn, Reggie, what the fuck?
Mix in a Fast and the Furious reference.
His ass every chance she got, man. That's one of the few joys we can take from this.
Throw in an Avengers reference, Reggie. Shit.
Yeah, grow up, man. It's 2021.
Please.
Grow up.
Growth is important. God damn.
The only other thing to talk about from this Bucks-Hawks game was that I thought was just the fucking best was the Atlanta crowd counting out seconds for Giannis. That's the most personal shit I can remember a crowd getting into in a minute. That was uncomfortable. That was like Curb Your Enthusiasm. I was like, oh God, you.
How would you deal with that? I'm up there like, especially. Go ahead, Tyler. Go ahead.
I was gonna say them seconds was fast as fuck. Wasn't that man none Mississippi in between them 1s and 2s and 3s, bro? Motherfuckers was just belting that shit out, dog. Like, but you know, Giannis. There's a clip that I saw where Giannis was talking about, like, bro, I've airball free throws. I've been dunked on. I've been crossed up. He said, I've been down here. The only way to go is here. And I love that about Giannis because he has a short memory. Like, no matter how, listen, bro, like in that game 7 versus KD, he literally, I'm not exaggerating here, literally hit the shot clock on the last shot in regulation, right? And then overtime, he came down and bodied KD in the post for a bucket that put him on top. Giannis has a very short memory, and that's like one of his best attributes.
Giannis, low key, we talked about like what our personalities would be like in the NBA on the last episode. Giannis might actually be the dude who most has it cracked on the like work life pro basketball balance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he seems like he has a lot of fun. He understands his basketball, and he understands that the money has just been so life changing for his whole family that it's all the actual career is just fucking, you know, the whipped cream on top of the milkshake. You know what I mean?
He still feels lucky to be a basketball player, even though he was obviously made to be a fucking Giannis. You know what I mean? His name is Giannis. I think that actually means John in Greek, which is a very basic. Like a Giannis and a John. I'm a John. That nigga's a Giannis. You know what I mean?
Is that true?
He still feels very lucky.
Is Giannis just Greek John?
I think it's John in Greek.
Giannis, I can see it.
Giannis is.
Y'all talk about something while I Google this. Hold on.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Let's tap in. I'm gonna see if I'm correct. I think it does mean John.
Giannis.
Giannis.
Are you on your phone or you on the computer?
Greek John. No, I'm on my phone because if I type on the computer, it goes on the podcast.
It's gonna be so loud if this motherfucker
Giannis is a common Greek given name, a variant of John in Hebrew, meaning God is gracious. I did not know this.
I can't believe, but there is a John in the NBA taking 2 steps to go coast to coast.
But he's like, not a John.
How the fuck is a John doing that?
When I found that out, I was like, he could not have been a John. If he was born in America, he'd fucking be 6'1". Fucking 180 pounds, you know what I mean? And he would have been a great D2 player. You feel me? Like, there's no, like, he's a Giannis. A John and a Giannis. When I found that out, I'm like, oh, yeah, of course he's a fucking Giannis and not an actual John. They're 2 totally different people. So a John's not covering the full 3/4 of the court in 2 dribbles and a Euro. You know what I mean? That's a Giannis doing that shit. But you can tell he still enjoys the game a lot.
Giannis from John that's a lot of seasoning because John is a real like
basic.
It's a real like molded from the clay type of a name. And Giannis is like, who's that? You know,
you know what I mean?
Dazzle on it.
There's like 20 pounds of muscle on Giannis automatically, dog. You know what I mean?
Let's talk about Suns Clippers, the ugliest, like a real throwback monster from the long ago. Lowest scoring NBA game of the season, regular season or postseason. Suns pull it out. Chris Paul being, the guy, DeAndre Ayton, unbelievable. What did you guys think? And how much are we hoping we never see any shit like this again?
I thoroughly did not enjoy that game at all. Like, I tweeted how it felt like church, and that's exactly what it felt like. I was like, bro, when is this over? I'm ready to leave. Like, that's exactly how that game felt to me. That game was church.
Bible study,
like, I was ready to go. Yeah, it was a Bible study ass game, bro. And they kept telling me to go to certain pages when I thought we were done. I was like, God damn, fuck this.
It was that
we don't need this to connect to another passage. We're fucking done. You made your point.
It was that service and went to 2:00. He was like, God damn, nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you thought he was gonna be there forever. Bro, I tweeted, I was like, this feels like 2004 in all the bad ways. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I never need to see that again. It was hella ugly. They talked about Ayton making, you know, they're like Ayton, you know, he's gonna get paid this summer. I think he has like 2 more years in his contract. But like, this motherfucker is looking like a 7-foot Charles Barkley, bro. He's putting up 20 in 20 games like it's nothing. Like 2015, 2018. You know what I mean? Like, this motherfucker is good. You know what I mean? Yeah, but like Booker, I don't think he's lacking confidence. But the last thing you want to do if you're a shooter is think. And he's definitely thinking. And you can tell he's not just playing right now. And they need him to play, especially if they're going against the Bucks in the finals. You know what I mean? Like, for them to win, they need Booker. We saw what it looked like without Booker being Booker. And shit ain't sweet. You know what I'm saying? And nor fun.
I mean, Book might have hit a slump, but there's something to consider here about how the pace has slowed since CP3 came back, and that might be knocking Book off his shit a bit too. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Book breaks out the slump, but you know, like you said about Ayton, like what a postseason for him. Like when we talked to the new young crop of guys, he wasn't in that conversation at the start of the season. He's in that now, though. When we talk to Tatums, the Lukas, the Bookers, the Jaws, we got to talk Ayton now too, and that's been like he took a leap this postseason, bro, a fucking leap.
He's dominated every big man, every fucking series.
I would also just add that for this series, I think Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton in the pick and roll surgically, that's a better bread and butter than Devin Booker going against a team that actually plays good perimeter defense. You know what I mean? Because the Clippers did not have jack fucking shit. And it felt like for the whole second half, it was the only thing the Suns could make. They got into the high pick and roll, and it was just like
they didn't have answer for campaign either, though. You know what I mean? Like Payne cooked their ass when he was getting big minutes as well. You know what I mean? Like he was putting up numbers on their ass too. Like I don't know, but Reggie though, what's his name? Reggie Jackson. That man's a hooper, bro. We talked about it. He's gonna get Schroeder's. He's getting Schroeder's bag. He's getting Schroeder's bag this offseason, bro. He signed a 1-year deal with them, and he bet on himself, and he getting him that he think he Kobe. Who we should call that? The dude from USC?
Harrison Barnes.
He getting that hair. He might get that Harrison Barnes and fall off the end of the earth bag. But he's a dog, bro. I like Reggie. I like Reggie.
For sure.
I've always liked him. You know, he would play too big for his britches sometimes, but I love his confidence. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say Reggie's definitely getting 90 M's from like Charlotte or Orlando out this summer. Absolutely.
For sure. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Paul George, bro. I didn't want it to be the first thing we talked about with the series, but like his 11th career playoff game shooting under 25%. He's now 2 off Bob Cousy for the all-time lead in NBA history. I tweeted last night, and I meant it.
Your ass, Bob.
Bob can feel his breath on the back of his neck. I tweeted last night. I know you guys don't agree with me. I don't even find this shit funny anymore, bro. The free throws, again, his fucking shoulders like sagging after that first missed free throw in crunch time. And Monty Williams just has him in a torture chamber. He talked about it after the game. I think the analytics math says you start fouling in those situations conservatively at 7 seconds, aggressively at 11 seconds. The Suns started doing it at 17 seconds. And he said it's because we have confidence in Devin Booker and Chris Paul shooting free throws. But what he's also saying is we have confidence that their best player is going to fucking beef it. It sucks, bro. It's just not like, I don't know, man. It sucks. I want this series to be over. It makes me sad. The Paul George shit, I'm having a hard time laughing at it at this point, honestly.
How far are they? I mean, like, this series is so close. It's so far being as 3-1, but it's so close. There's the 2 free throws in game 2. You know what I mean? And in game 4, the ball bounced. I mean, dude, anybody could have took that fucking game.
A lob dunk for a win.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, game 2. But I'm saying like game, what's this, game 4? Game 4, like, you know, there was like, it seemed like a 1.5-year stretch where nobody can get a bucket. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, it could be 3-1 Clippers that, you know, so easily, but Yeah, PG. I don't know what to say about the man. I think everything to be said about PG has been said. You know what I mean? Like, he's just this dude now.
And he's having a great playoffs on the whole. It's just mixed in there is some really excruciating shit, man.
Yeah. It's like he reversed the pandemic P at the worst fucking times when like a playoff game is hanging in the balance. It's, you know, he's been unpandemic peeing himself a bit this postseason, but we just still get those moments every now and then. I'm kind of with you where it's like, it's not even funny anymore. Like, we might be battling some real demons out here, bro. We might need to be a bit more kinder. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm with you on that.
But you said it and you were right. You just like, sometimes the hot take shit is just absolutely correct. You said this preseason, like, the Clippers are gonna the greater the pressure gets turned up, the more reliably Paul George is gonna trick it off, and that's exactly what happens. Like, free throw later in the game, the more you just see him, he just doesn't look comfortable. He's not like he's walking to the free throw line because he has to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chris Paul was like, "Fucking foul me." Foul me. I want to shoot the free throw.
Right. PG should have been Jay Crowder, bro. He didn't want to be. He's a guy that has that level of. He just should have been a regular dude. Where if you miss the free throw, nobody cares. If you hit it, everybody loves you. If you miss it, whatever. PG wanted to be him. You know what I mean? A guy. Yeah. He just doesn't have the resolve to be a guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He could have been, he should, like you said, he should have been like George Hill. When George Hill missed the free throw, then we blamed J.R. Smith for that shit.
We were happy George Hill hit one. We were just happy George Hill didn't literally throw up on the fucking basketball at the line. You know what I mean? He looked so scared we felt bad for him that he was in that situation. You know what I'm saying? We forget he missed a free throw. It was all JR's fault. You know what I mean? He should have been that nigga. But no, he wanted to be a dude. And he's a dude.
He wanted to be LeBron instead of George Hill, bro. Right. There it is.
He wanted to be Chris Middleton. You feel me?
He wanted to be the Paul George of the LeBron James of Chris Middleton's. And instead, he ended up as the Chris Middleton of LeBron James's.
He disrespected Chris. He's a Paul George of LeBron James at this point. Chris out here cooking. Chris out here cooking. Big cooking.
Yeah, Chris cooking like a motherfucker.